common critiques of Anarcho Capitalism, ANCAP, Objectivism, and agorist premises, and in-depth counters draw directly from Reddit discussions, X posts, Wikipedia entries, and TikTok videos highlight reoccurring themes. These ideologies overlap in prioritizing individual rights, reason, voluntary exchange, and opposition to coercive state power, but differ. Objectivism, Aynrand defends a minimal night watchman state for objective law enforcement. ANCAP, Murray Rothbard, envisages full stateless market provisions of all services. Agorism, Samuel Edward Kunkin, stresses counter-economics, black-gray market activity to erode the state without political engagement. Critics often lump them as right-wing or proprietarian deviations from true, usually left anarchism. Wikipedia pages on anarcho-capitalism, agorism, and objectivism document these tensions in analysis and criticism or reception sections, while Reddit, Anarchy 101, Capitalism versus Socialism, Objectivism, Ask Philosophy, hosts heated threads. X, formerly Twitter, features real-time defenses, and TikTok offers short-term debunkings or takedowns. Below, I address the most cited anti-premises with source counters, focusing on philosophical consistency and practicality and ethics. Number 1, these aren't real anarchisms. They privatize the state, enable hierarchies, feudalism, and allow private states via property corporations. Core leftist anarchist and social anarchist objection. Anti-premise sources. Wikipedia explicitly notes social anarchies view ANCAP as incompatible with anarchism's anti-hierarchy roots. Private property requires coercion to enforce absentee ownership and class structures, turning society into countless private states. Peter Sabatini, quote. Reddit threads, e.g. Anarchy 101, Socialism 101, echo this. Anarcho-capitalism is fundamentally contradictory because absentee ownership rights requires initiation of force, and it results in feudalism. The boss becomes a feudal lord. Chomsky, via Wiki Reddit, calls free contracts under power imbalances as a sick joke leading to tyranny. Counters from the platforms, Reddit, Objectivist, ANCAP overlap. In Anarcho-capitalism, Aynrand threads, defenders argue property isn't coercive. It's derived from self-ownership, homesteading, and voluntary trade. Locke and Rothbardian. Privatizing services, defense, courts, introduces competition, eliminating the state's monopoly on force. True anarchism as no institutional aggression. 1, capitalism versus socialism, reply privatizing it, having a repetitive market, instead of a monopoly, is getting rid of it. X.com, Stephan Kinsella directly rebutes. Anarcho-capitalism is a just society where there is no institutional aggression. The state, by its nature, necessarily violates rights. You guys, minarchist objectivists, are the utopians. He frames ANCAP as a narrative rejection of crime, not a utopian prediction. Wikipedia context. Even critics acknowledge ANCAP draws from individualist anarchists, Tucker Spooner, who accepted private property. Left anarchists selectively ignore this history. TikTok angle. Videos like debunking common arguments against anarcho-capitalism, XTRF322, frame this as a semantic straw man. Markets reward voluntary association, not feudal lords. Search results show pro-ANCAP clips countering feudalism by noting state-enabled cronyism causes real monopolies. In-depth reasoning. Hierarchies from voluntary contracts, employer-employee, aren't initiated force under the non-aggression principle. Critics conflate economic inequality with coercion. Agorists add that counter-economics bypass this by building parallel voluntary systems bottom-up. Number 2, private defense courts lead to warlords, cartels, or justice for sale, public goods, defense roads, fail without the state, practical economic objection. Anti-premise sources, Reddit, Ask Philosophy, AskEconomics, and Wiki cite Noam Chomsky, Jason Brennan. Knapp begs the question, statists claim taxes aren't aggression. Private agencies favor payers, leading to dystopian or Simulian-like chaos. Objectivists like Harry Benzwanger argue capitalist requires government for contract enforcement. Counters. Reddit in Anarcho Capitalism defenses users note market reputation and arbitration, e.g. DROs, dispute resolution organizations, incentive peace war is expensive and a bad for business. One thread, statism is a trick. ANCAP makes no claim that it would be impossible for people to form a state, simply that if they don't, everyone would be better off. X.com, ANCAP defenders emphasize incentives. Competition prevents cartels, unlike state monopoly. Semantic searches yield posts tying this to Austrian economics. Markets allocate resources better than central planning. Wikipedia Objectivist link. Critics of Rand, including some libertarians, note her ethics align more with ANCAP than minarchism. Rothbard Friedman argued objectivist rights logically imply statelessness. TikTok. Clips debunk warlord fears by pointing to historical private law, medieval Iceland, modern arbitration, and argue states cause wars via conscription taxation. Pro videos contrast this with state failures, e.g. public housing inefficiency. In-depth reasoning. Public goods theory assumes static preferences. ANCAP agorist theory, Konkin, shows entrepreneurs solve them via building exclusion, e.g. toll roads, insurance-linked defenses. Empirical guesses favor markets over monopoly coercion. Number 3. Objectivism, selfishness is immoral and sociopathic. Ethics are black and white and ignore real-world altruism empiricists. Ethical critique often extend to ANCAP agorism. Anti-premise sources, Reddit, askphilosophy, Ayn Rand, and TikTok. Rand's egoism is a false dichotomy. Egoism versus self-sacrifice. It justifies exploitation. One TikTok, at Sterner.Gunner, critiques her egoism and individualism as oversimplified. Wiki notes Nozick, Huemer, illicit leap from proper to pursue values to absolute rights. Black and white via fiction, non-empiricists. Counters. Reddit, objectivist subs. Defenders, objectivism, call most critics straw men. Rational self-interest does not equal whim or harming others. Altruism, self-sacrifice, destroys the able. Threads like, what counter-arguments can objectivists offer? Dismantle Huemer Nozick as missing Rand's metaphysical base, reality, reason, objective values. One, critiques ignore her nonfiction epistemology. X.com, posts defend Rand against sociopathy claims. Objectivist capitalist ethics are the application of the scientific method to political logic. Ties to ANCAP as consistent extensions. TikTok, Lex Fridman clips and Ayn Rand defenses, e.g. free.org videos, explain intellectuals hated capitalism because it rewards producers over looters. Rand's response, altruism enables this. Debunk videos call selfishness a smear for rational egoism. Wikipedia, Rand opposed anarchism explicitly, but critics note inconsistency. Her rights ethics fit stateless markets. In-depth reasoning, Rand grounds ethic in man's nature as a rational animal. Values are objective, not subjective whims. Selfishness, in her terms, enables benevolence, trade, not sacrifice. Agorists extend this counter-economics is rational self-interest undermining coercive states. Number 4. Agorism is impractical, historical revisionist. Counter-economics leads to crime, not liberation. Niche, but tied to ANCAP. Anti-premise sources. Wikipedia mentions Konkin's IHR ties and revisionism accusations. Reddit, Anarchy 101, agorists are close to ANCAPs, but mistaken. Counter-economics romanticizes illegality without addressing power. Counters, sparse dedicated criticism on platforms. Agorism gets less hate than ANCAP, but Reddit defenders frame it as practical strategy. Black markets already exist and erode states, e.g. crypto, underground trade. Ties to objectivist individualism, live by your own values now. 1x semantic results links to consistent anti-statism. Number 5. Overarching, it leads to inequality, exploitation, historical failures, prove it. Anti, Reddit wiki markets accumulate power, no successful large-scale examples. Counter, platforms note states cause crony inequality, regulations favor elites. ANCAP incentivizes productivity. Agorism built alternatives. X defenses, argument from incentives, mislocation, coercion against redistribution. TikTok, Rand clips, intellectuals that attack capitalism because it exposes their unearned status. Synthesis and why premises hold. These critiques often beg the question by assuming state coercion is legitimate or conflating voluntary outcomes with aggression. Reddit X show pro sides consistently return to NAP, self-ownership, and reason, core to all three. Objectivists sometimes critique ANCAP, state needed for objective law, but many blend them. TikTok Reddit debates reveal critics rely on emotive dystopian fears, while defenders cite logic and incentives. No ideology claims utopia. ANCAP, agorism, objectivism simply rejected institutionalized aggression as immoral and inefficient. For deeper dives, search Reddit, Anarcho Capitalism, or Objectivism for full threads, X for Kinsella-style takedowns, TikTok for quick visual debunks. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.